Hey y'all, welcome to We Are Feral. Change it up. I didn't say we Feral fam. We are with Luke here today for
Great.
the DM for Hire
Incorporated. Thank you.
and Incorporated. Sorry, so there are a couple of you're right.
Yeah, there's one I saw. I was like, well, I'm the first one that kind of started it last I checked. So yeah, DM for Hire Incorporated.
Yeah, and it's with a 4 in the middle because the other one takes you to the one in Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I should probably tell you you're in the wrong place, but
Yeah. We're not in Australia, but we are locally raised here in Jacksonville. So,
Okay, are you from here?
Yeah, born and raised.
Really?
More like deeper, I was born in Jax Beach, but Jacksonville, I've been here pretty much all my life. So
Wow.
yeah.
So the Baptist, like they're.
Yeah, St. John's Baptist Hospital, so to be specific, but Jax Beach, we're like the Atlantic Beach area at, so that's where I was born at.
That's really rare.
So I like
Yeah, born and raised. Yeah, that's rare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How was young Luke like?
Young me, well, he didn't talk till he was age 7, and then he really liked superheroes. He liked Spider-Man a lot. He's sort of like Batman. There wasn't a lot of Batman movies, but Spider-Man, though, with 2002, Spider-Man with Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire, Dafoe, that was like one of his favorite movies growing up. But his other, like, not favorite hero was the Hulk because, he was like angry, break through the wall, he was screaming, and that freaked me out as a kid. So, like, I didn't overcome that fear till, like, the first Avengers movie came out.
Okay. So which Hulk was your favorite?
My favorite Hulk, like actor-wise, I said Mark Ruffalo. He does great as the Incredible Hulk. Oh, yeah. And then comic-wise, always liked World War Hulk or Planet Hulk. So those are my favorites, where he gets sent up to space and whatnot, and then he just ends up on this planet. So he's Hulk majority of the series. Like, I don't think he turns back to Banner until Banner takes over because they're two personalities. I don't think Banner kind of comes back to taking over the physical body till like he gets back on Earth, if I remember right from reading those issues years ago when I was in high school. So yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I love my comics. Love Marvel, DC, Dark Horse, Mirage Comics. So everything you could think of, I've enjoyed reading.
Do you still collect them?
Well, I did pick up 2 comics earlier, as I mentioned. Picked up one of the new Fantastic Four issues, where pretty much Dr. Doom sent each member to a different like time period, and so they kind of have to use their brain and bronze for everyone to write on a stone and then find the same stone on like a different time period to try to get back to their present day. So it's a really good story. Highly recommend checking that out. And then another favorite comic story, Amazing Fantasy 15, the origin story for Spider-Man. But Amazing Spider-Man, I think issue number 5 or 1, I can't remember. There's a bunch of them. Where J. Jonah Jameson of the Daily Bugle lands an interview with Spider-Man, where it's not like really action focused, or like, oh, Spider-Man fighting Scorpion for like the 5th time, or your Saturday morning villain, Rhino, Mysterio, whatever. It's more like the internal conflict, or like the conversational ideologies of like vigilantism. I think people should show their face when they're doing all this stuff, or we shouldn't have them be like hiding behind a mask because they could be anybody. And then Spider-Man, his ideology is like the reason why he has a mask on in the first place is because, he has to protect those that he loves. Because, say Craven knows Spider-Man's Peter Parker, he's going to go after May Parker or Mary Jane, or even Jonah Jameson him at the Daily Bugle. Like, all those connections that like Peter Parker has in his life, separated from his persona of Spider-Man, could be in jeopardy if like a villain were to find out, or someone worse than like your, Green Goblin and whatnot. So
how do you feel about the Craven movie and how they spun him to be a little bit of a hero?
I mean, why make a Spider-Man movie without Spider?
I know, right?
I mean, I can understand Venom because, Venom, he's had his own comics before as the lethal protector when he's over when he's over in San Francisco. So that works in of itself because hey, Venom has had his own solo adventures outside of Spider-Man and whatnot, and that mythos. But also, the weird thing is too, like Spider-Man is connected to Venom's origins, especially if you go way back in like the Secret Wars where Spidey gets the black suit for the first time. And it was just a black suit that he gets in Secret Wars. And then it wasn't until Seth MacFarlane joined Marvel as an artist and a little bit of a writer here and there, but mostly as an artist. That's where he kind of turned, the black suit, which had like sort of an alien origin, and then kind of like modified it into Venom that we know today with the big teeth and the Brock Lesnar physique, who can't talk about him much since he's in hot waters with the lawsuit with Vince McMahon and all that. But besides that, he the Venom we know today was thanks to Seth MacFarlane. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And along with his main writer as well for Venom, I can't think of the name at the moment, but like McFarlane, at least with his artistic touch to the character, like that's how we know him today.
Okay.
When it comes to like media for comics, movies, animated series, you name it. So,
Makes sense.
oh yeah.
Yeah, so I thought it was weird because I was like, my dad goes, "Why do you want to watch it?" I'm like, "I don't know." And we email. So like right now, it's like he's like, "Why do you want to watch it?" I was like, "I don't know. It just seems cool, and it's part of the."
Aaron, what's his name? Aaron Johansson or whatever.
The actor.
Yeah. It's like, oh, he's hot or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I guess that's the reason why I watch
see
it.
like what they were gonna do because he's a villain.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah, so,
this is like his third comic book role because he was Kick-Ass in like the
Yeah.
original first two movies.
Yeah.
And then he did Quicksilver in Age of Ultron and died the same
Yeah.
movie. And then now he's doing Kraven the Hunter. So it's like his third like comic book role that he has done in like cinema and whatnot. And do I think that he personally is a good Kraven? No, I think like the person who played his dad, Kurt Russell,
Yes.
he was more like Kraven the Hunter.
Yes.
Like
Cut
that guy
to
was
more,
supposed to be Kraven. So, and then they kind of did a good job with like the Insomniac verse, Marvel Spider-Man 2 when Kraven was thrown in that story, kind of like an adaptation of Kraven's Last Hunt into that storyline, along with the storyline with Venom and the symbiotes taking over New York City and all that jazz. So,
That'll probably be in the third movie.
maybe, but I don't know. I just think Kraven deserves a lot more. Like he's not like a major villain where like should have his own solo movie. Like if it was a villain from Spider-Man that I think should have his own solo movie, it'd either be Kingpin, who was also a Daredevil villain, Wilson Fisk. I think you have a great movie, solo wise. Maybe Norman Osborn, like the Green Goblin, Taskmaster, more properly, where it's not like the one we see in the MCU, but like Tony Masters, like the original, Taskmaster himself. Which I hopefully we get a Tony Masters in the MCU because he's one of like the best characters in the comics, especially like how he can just mimic like a lot of the heroes and their like combat techniques. Like he can copy Captain America, Black Widow, Spider-Man. And then like there's heroes that he would not mimic, like Moon Knight, because he has again like the dissociated identity disorder, but like there's like 3 personalities behind him of like your Jake Lockley, Stephen Grant, Mark Spector. So like Moon Knight's unpredictable, and that's why Taskmaster fears fighting Moon Knight. And then Deadpool, he has that combat style where it's completely reckless because Deadpool has a insane healing factor. So he's very nonchalant about it, where he doesn't have to worry about trying to deflect every bullet. Like he'll deflect some, but he's gonna let some hit because it doesn't really hurt him. It hurts, sure, but it doesn't like kill him in some way. Or like immobilize him in some way. So again, Taskmaster, one of my favorite comic characters for how like interesting and complex he is, and like so much about him of how he mimics and how he carries himself and like a lot of the media that he's in, whether as someone who fights Spider-Man or someone who fights the Avengers and so on and so forth. So that's Taskmaster for you.
That's gonna be a movie.
Oh
You
yeah.
heard it, didn't you? I mean, if there's that much going on, because like I haven't delved into it like my dad has,
Mhm.
but I mean, for all of you that know this, I'm sure you guys know that this is probably gonna be a movie soon.
Oh yeah.
Because we're
Yeah.
running out of stories. They keep using the ones from the 90s.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's still more room and more comics they could pull
Mhm.
from, like
Yeah.
the modern day, like even 20 years ago, which is crazy to think about. 2005 and whatnot was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So, you can pull
Don't say that.
stories from
That's
that.
crazy.
And
Don't remind me.
I mean, with some of like the recent Spider-Man films, like I think Homecoming, for example,
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of pulled some things from like the original Ultimate Spider-Man, where he's like in high school and
Yeah.
whatnot. He's in Queens, New York, and all
Yeah.
that stuff. They kind of pull some aspects of that into like the new Peter Parker, minus like the connections he has with like directly to Tony Stark, where in Ultimate Comics he was more connected with Nick Fury of
Yeah.
Shield
Mhm.
and whatnot. So. I mean, something like that, for example, would be great to tell new stories while still adapting original materials from like the comics, but it doesn't have to be from, like the Affinity Gems, which they use for Affinity War and whatnot,
Mhm.
and so on and so forth. So, yeah, again, I could talk all day about comics. So, oh yeah, oh yeah,
You also cosplay, right?
I do, yeah.
What inspired you? Like, what's your favorite?
Favorite cosplay overall?
Yeah, and what inspired
Yeah.
you to do that one?
Man, as of late, I really enjoy cosplaying Gale of Waterdeep from the popular RPG series Baldur's Gate 3, which won multiple awards at the Game Awards and many other places that gave nominations and set awards to multiple games that were pretty amazing last year and year before as well. So when it comes down to that, of the reason why I cosplay for the sake of it. I've been doing it for years because I don't know. At the time when I first started, I got injured during my like juvenile boxing career,
Oh.
and I needed something to do to like kill time and whatnot. So I saw MegaCon Orlando was happening around, I want to say March that year. And my dad heard about it. I heard about it. So we just did a 1 day trip there and back, and it was immediately like got hooked into the like cosplay scene, and
That's cool.
kind of been there since for the past 10 years. So
10 years, okay.
10 years, oh yeah.
So what'd you go to as last year, Gail?
Yeah, Gale.
Okay.
That was my most recent cosplay, I want to say, because I was at Metro earlier. So my last one I did was Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes. So.
Wow. I want to see pictures. You're going to have to send those to us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll send them after post. So.
Yay.
I want to go to one of those conventions just to experience it.
Oh yeah,
that's
they're
pretty cool.
fun. They're fun. Like the ones I heavily recommend doing if you ever get a chance. MetroCon. I've been going to Metro since 2023, and this year was my third going. Especially if you want to do something in the summer, MetroCon's great. It's down in Tampa, Florida,
Okay.
at the Tampa Bay Convention Center. So,
Okay.
I absolutely go there every year, and I highly recommend that as well. A lot of panels. It definitely feels like a convention where it's not like commercialized, like your mega cons or your Tampa Bay Comic Cons, where they already have it up front that like it's a advertisement for like big name voice actors or actors of like movies and films. But with like MetroCon, it's a convention where you get to meet your favorite voice actors, check out panels, check out like extravagant cosplays and stuff and whatnot,
cool.
and having like the pretty good party scene as well during like after hours.
Yeah.
Oh,
You gotta let loose, right?
yeah, Metro and then Holiday Matsuri, especially since last year they moved to their new location at the Orange County Convention Center, where years prior and before that as well, they're at the Marriott in Orlando, I think the World Marriott specifically. If you want to like go down, like check it out, or
Yeah.
find a hotel room there and be like, oh, where's all the Christmas stuff? So, but no, they've been going at the Orange County Convention Center since last year, and I like the new location. There's a lot of walking, but it does have a host hotel connected to it, so it's not too bad, not the end of the world. And they adapted. People liked it, and people are still going to it since last year. And now
Is it a weekend event?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So same with Metro, Friday to Sunday. Some people get there Thursday to pick up their badges early.
Okay.
Same thing with Hallmat or Holiday Matsuri for those who don't know. Thursday, get there early, get your hotel checked in, and grab your passes. And then
We're calling.
either check out Sunday or check out Monday. So yeah, from Friday to Sunday is Holiday Matsuri and MetroCon for those curious.
That's
Okay,
cool.
that is cool.
Yeah, one of my friends goes to MegaCon, and I'm guessing he goes to Metro, but he always posts like the series of him making his costume.
Oh yeah. This is a
It is insane.
crunch and work in progress.
Oh yeah.
You do that too? Do you?
Here and there, I do like as much as I would. There's a lot of stuff outside of cosplay where I prioritize my time on.
Yeah.
But most of the time, as of late, I just contact a couple of good friends of mine who are prop makers and whatnot. And I would, commission some props to be made and stuff. Like most recently, I got the Still Maker, which is like a weapon from Baldur's Gate 3. Had that commission, and it was about like $156. Yeah, dollars.
Yeah.
So it was a good deal, and it's amazing too. She did an amazing job. Of course, shout out to Abra Adorable who did the Still Maker. So yeah, check her out. She's also a big name cosplayer, and
Oh, cool.
she's in Japan right now, I think, still as of this recording.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so she competes like internationally almost. So she won tickets to Japan to their showcase at the last Holiday Matsuri.
That's
so
pretty cool.
yeah, it's a big deal.
She lives here.
Well, in like Orlando,
Okay.
Central Florida. So not to
Florida's
be too
got talent.
specific. Oh yeah, Florida's got talent indeed. So oh yeah.
So you said you do like things on the side that occupy your time. What are the projects that you're working on?
Ah man, where to start? So
What do you want people to know you're doing?
okay, well, I can definitely say and can announce as I talk to my executives on the matter. I'm going to be taking part on a indie film project called Dungeon Slasher, where it's your Dungeons and Dragons meets your horror slasher genre of filmmaking and whatnot. And I'll be working as one of the VFX artists and as a D&D lore expert. So, making sure all the stuff's accurate to like, the lore and like, mechanics are accurate in the movie and this and that. So, and also like if the monsters behave in this way or that way. So that's pretty much my responsibilities of, taking part of the project. So.
Okay, and where will you be shooting?
We'll be shooting here in Jacksonville, of course.
Okay.
So they're all locally here in Jacksonville, which I would prefer. I don't want to travel too much, but at the same time, like I'm willing if a project I really want to take part of and I really like, then I would dedicate time and effort into attending as much as I can.
Of course, yeah.
For the process of making the film, which is about 20-25 minutes. I think it's the time length for it. So.
Okay.
They'll be posting more news about it pretty soon. We're in the process of getting it done, so look forward to it later this year in 2025.
Do you guys need extras?
Maybe.
I mean, you're on here, so like, do you need extras? Do you guys like Dungeons and Dragons?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Get a hold of Luke.
Scary movies. Hell yeah.
Type stuff.
I mean, we might have a voice actor.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
I mean, I do a little bit of voice acting here.
Do you?
Here. Not a lot, but I've done like a few roles and whatnot. It's a very competitive scene, but at the same time, there's always like roles to try to get and check out some offerings and whatnot. So, like even in like Dungeons and Dragons itself, I've always did different voices or like not like full impressions or like just like using my normal voice, but speaking the tone of like certain people, like your Christopher Lee's was more regal and such. Yeah, all that, and then your little weird guys like your columns,
Yeah.
So all the fun stuff.
Cool.
And, I guess one of the other major projects alongside, the film I'll be collaborating on and this and that. This year for Game for Hire, I want to say in September September, we're going to be making more listings.
Okay.
So we'll be publishing some one shots that players can, take and offer. So we'll pretty much, have some spots open of like running one shots for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition.
So this is
okay.
this is DM for Hire?
That's right.
Okay, so what is that? Can you explain to me what that is?
Yeah, great question. Everyone always asks because they want to know. This is like
Yeah.
something brand new, at least here in Jacksonville. It's not the first time that it's like, oh, it was like, fresh out of the box. Like it's been out of the box since like, I don't know, the 80s, 70s.
In Jacksonville?
Worldwide.
Okay, yeah.
All in the States.
Yeah.
Worldwide. I would say, generally speaking. But yeah, no, like DM for Hire Incorporated. We're a small business, a tabletop gaming brand where not only do we supply players with like dice, D&D, dice trays, accessories to help their day-to-day play of being at the table, but also we run games locally here in Jacksonville. We have 6-7 dungeon masters under DM for Hire's employment.
Okay.
Of course, I'm the CEO and owner of DM for Hire Incorporated, so I've been running DM for Hire Incorporated in question for almost 2 years now, going on a third this October. So it's been a crazy roller coaster. Especially since I didn't think this would be, how it would go down the hill, in this snowball effect we call improving.
Do you think Stranger Things had anything to do with the popularity of D&D?
Well, there's, that's another great question as well. So
Wait, okay, so is that where I saw the Dungeons and Dragons? Because I'm like, where did I
that was
see
in
that?
season 4.
Okay.
Yeah, also
I
like
started in season 1.
yeah, but I got more like eyes on it during
Yeah.
like season 4, especially with Eddie Mutson and whatnot, who's like their dungeon master in like high school and stuff. But yeah, you are correct. It is seen
Okay,
like the
'cause I
very
remember
first
seeing-
episode
Yeah.
in season 1 where they're all playing, I want to say the first edition of D&D and everything. So
Can you tell me
gosh,
what D&D is?
that yeah,
I'm
good
like,
questions.
I mean,
all
I
right.
was gonna Google it, but I was like, I kind of want to know from your point of
I
view.
asked the same thing.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I've heard of the game, and I was like, I know I've seen it in movies or TV
Yeah.
shows, and so now that you've said Stranger Things, I was like, that's where it was.
Yep.
Because I was like, I know I've seen the game, but I don't really know how it's played or.
Right.
But it's incorporating kind of like real life stuff too, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So to hammer the nail on the question. So Dungeons and Dragons is a popular tabletop RPG or tabletop role playing game where you can play as various types of adventurers or classes. Everything from your wizards, which everyone knows what a wizard is, your barbarians, your bards, your rangers, monks. There's like so much variety of like what you can be, and there's multiple races or species as of 2024 D&D, where you can be an elf, a dwarf, a human. You can be like a fish guy or a trident, as some call it. You can be a bird guy or Aarakocra, as they're commonly known as in Fade Run. And there's a lot of cool stuff you can do in Dungeons and Dragons where you can role play as like a hero, or you can role play as like someone who wants to improve themselves, so it's like as an adventurer and whatnot, or someone who's has taken the call to heroism and whatnot. Also, you can be a bad guy too. Nothing's stopping you from being a bad guy in D&D. As long as your dungeon master, who is the guy that runs the game, makes sure all the rules are set. Kind of like God, making sure that like nobody eats the apples out of the garden. So, that's pretty much Dungeons and Dragons, where you can do one shots or like a one and done adventure, or campaigns that can take from, gosh, like 6, like half a year to like years.
Yeah.
That
People
can
dress up and reenact.
optionally, but sometimes they're just wear your casual clothes, like me and my Kill Switch Engage t-shirt. Shout out Kill Switch Engage. Just got to see them last May, so they did amazing. But just wear your casual clothes, bring your dice tray so it doesn't fall off the table. Your character sheet, whether it be on paper or digital with like D&D Beyond and such. So just like come as you are and take a seat and play some Dungeons and Dragons.
That's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to play.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's great. So hopefully in the later, production.
And it's a board game?
I mean, it kind of like there's like mats you can use because there's 5 squares, which represents 5 feet of movement. So you can use a board as you wish, or you can use what some call theater of the mind, where you don't really need the board, but you can just picture the battlefield itself. And of course, your dungeon master will also keep track of like, oh, your enemy's like right here, the enemy's right there, the big evil bad guy is right over there, or the BBEG for short. So yeah, so there's a lot of ways you can play Dungeons and Dragons, whether it be at the table physically or over online, whether it be Discord or Roll20, which is a really popular site to use for tabletop gaming, whether it be board games or whether it be your traditional role-playing game and such. So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So how do you really feel about the movie?
About the Honor Amongst Thieves?
Yeah.
Loved it. I still remember the day I got to see it in theaters.
Really?
So yeah, it was me and my friends who got me into Dungeons and Dragons. So like my OG D&D group, the boys trademark, and like of course a few other people would join too, like our girlfriends or whatever, and one of them had their wife with them too. So yeah, like all of us went to go see the D&D movie because all of us became friends because of Dungeons and Dragons and whatnot. So we went and watched the movie. We absolutely loved it. It's probably one of the best interpretations or like depictions of Dungeons and Dragons. Like if you were to like tell someone, or show someone like, hey, what's Dungeons and Dragons or what is it like? Like that's the film that I would recommend to people.
Okay.
Just like get a glimpse of like, what the story they're playing or like what like a barbarian is and like your bards and wizards and sorcerers, you name it. So yeah, I love the D&D movie. I hope they make a sequel down the road. So Chris Pine's come back. So yeah.
Awesome. I didn't know. I was like, it's either going one of two ways.
It's good. Yeah, we've had bad D&D movies during the early days,
That's like
especially.
the 80s, right?
I think there was one in the 80s. Yeah, there's like sort of a Spelljammer movie that was based off of the third edition of D&D with the setting of Spelljammer, where it's like fantasy meets sci-fi, where basically like your knights and stuff are in space. So it's pretty cool. So there was sort of like a couple of things of footage of like a live action Spelljammer movie from like the 80s.
Okay.
Then there was the 2000s, like 2000, like on the dot, Dungeons and Dragons movie where it had like one of the Wayne brothers in it. Yeah, it sounds like a fever dream, but it's a real thing. I included the infamous scene where
I'll YouTube this.
yeah, I think it's free on YouTube. Watch as well.
The Wayne brothers for real? Okay.
Yeah, one of the Wayne brothers.
Yeah, we gotta see
Yeah,
this.
they're twins. They're always hard to
Yeah.
tell. It's like who's Dylan?
Who's
So
Marlon? Who's...
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, so obviously that's easy to say, like based on your Instagram and all that stuff. What do you think people get wrong about you based on what they see with DM for Hire, YouTube? And
I'm the other type of dungeon master. So
What does that mean?
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, next question.
We have red faces.
That's hot. Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Lady, is he single? Come on. Okay, you're done.
Thank you. I'm here on your folks. Oh man, but yeah, like most people are on the nose about it. It's like, do you guys like run like games and stuff? It's like, oh yeah, we run games, we run various stuff. It's like, oh cool, like where can I make bookings? Like, oh, just here's my car, all the information, everything's on there. Just send us an email, this and that. We'll get it all nice and set up for you, and also 2 weeks in advance, by the way. Thanks.
Yes, he gets booked out, so.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
I guess my next question is, are you into book talk?
Book talk.
Because I mean, that's where we're leading, right?
A little bit. Like, I don't know. I'm not too crazy about book talk, but I do like, seeing all the like readers and stuff be very like passionate about like their favorite books and stuff. Like I know Tim Downey, who voice acts as Gale, the character I cosplay as and mentioned earlier. He has a book talk where he talks about all his favorite books, everything from like, books about Greek mythology or, about tarot cards and this and that. So, it's very popular. I'm not like too crazy about it or like I need to go watch it now, but yeah, I say it's cool. I like it. There's definitely a crowd for it, and it encourages people to go and read books. Which I feel like a lot of people need nowadays, especially in this current landscape we're kind of walking on. So.
I think especially because things are pretty heavy. I mean, the middle class, there's a lot there.
Yeah.
We just had this conversation earlier.
Right.
So it's like that stuff. So how do you handle like fantasy burnout?
Fantasy burnout?
Because I think that like
I just try like
anything that you love, sometimes it becomes work.
yeah, a little bit. Like I don't know. I try not to like have that burnout. Like if I'm just like doing a lot of fantasy, like your Lord of the Rings or your Aragons and whatnot. Like I'll try out different sources of media, like sci-fi, like Blade Runner, which is one of my favorite movies. I like watching Star Wars, which has your typical like fantasy tropes, where there's a farm boy who doesn't know he has a big destiny down the road, but he does. He has a sister that he doesn't know about, and he kind of kisses in like the second movie, which he doesn't know until like Return of the Jedi. So, but yeah, there's always not like it has to be fantasy, but you can still kind of like morph it of like we can do sci-fi, we can do like a post-apocalyptic like your Mad Maxes and stuff. So. When fantasy burnout, I consider it more as a break, but rather like explore different genres that I feel like could be adapted in new and different ways.
Okay.
So,
That's a good way of looking at it.
Thank you.
So how do you feel about Ryan Gosling's Blade Runner?
Oh, I loved it. It's a good sequel to, Blade Runner, the first one, and of course Blade Runner 2049 is a great sequel, and it kind of respects the original material. Like they bring back Deckard or Harrison Ford back in the movie, and getting to see Harrison getting to act alongside Ryan, and like this new sequel to Blade Runner, which takes place 30 years after the events of the first one, which happens in 2019. By the way, which is crazy to think about.
They're telling you somebody met aliens and then they came back down with all the stuff.
Yeah. It's like, it's the future of 2019, and in 2019, that's when I graduated. I didn't see any flying cars, so I was very disappointed.
I know, the Fifth Element fooled us all.
Yeah, it really did. Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, October, the 21st, 2018. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you're a wizard, what is your most useless spell?
Useless spell? I mean, it probably would be Fireball, because I'm not in like dangerous circumstances or what I want to be in the first place. And plus Fireball is basically like, carrying a bunch of TNT on you 24/7. And it like has a big radius, like 60 feet spherical and whatnot. So it's just would one, take up a lot of space, two, burn a lot of stuff, and three, either fines, arrests, arson awareness. Yeah, like if I was in like the D&D world, then like I would need Fireball. Like Fireball does a lot of damage and takes out a whole crowd of goblins or cultists if you're fighting them. So like in like the fantasy world, or if I were isekai'd into like the Faerun, Fireball would be very useful. But in real life circumstances, like right here, right now, Fireball would not come in handy unless use it for like military purposes. But like that's about it.
What would be the most handy tool?
Handy prestidigitation, where basically it's a cantrip where you can just like either you can clean yourself or you can like make different smells and stuff. But most of the time, it's mostly used to like clean yourself up. Like you have like a stain on like your robe. Prestidigitation. It's vanish. So yeah, that's a very, very handy spell
For
to
all
have.
moms.
Yes.
And then I'll probably say, polymorph too would be another useful spell.
Turn yourself into something else.
Yeah, and anything that you have knowledge of. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
So I have a question. What's something you've learned about masculinity through storytelling?
Masculinity. Well, there's toxic masculinity where, like, oh, men don't cry, and you gotta, bear for your emotions. You can't like get, down in the dumps because your ex fiance left you for your best friend or whatever. You just gotta man it out. Like, you gotta push it aside.
Gotta
It's
be
not
strong.
it's not a big deal, even though it really is, and it just breaks your world and whatnot. So. I think when it comes to like masculinity, like you don't have to be, Arnold Schwarzenegger with the big muscles, or you don't have to be like, Iron Mind of, being invulnerable to like emotions and stuff. Like, it's okay for, men to cry of like, pain and loss and grief. It's okay to like have those emotions express and stuff like that. Like hell, I've made like grown men cry in like one of my D&D campaigns over a small creature called Flump, which kind of looks like a jellyfish, and they're like the friendliest creatures too, and made them bubbly and happy, and everyone liked them. Everyone loved this like goofy little guy, and then the big bad evil guy who was a dwarf called the Forger. He was collecting ancient artifact weapons to turn to a much more dangerous weapon. Is escaping, and Flum, who was a little bit, cowardly and like scared of like, seeing things and like the caverns and whatnot, goes to try to fight him for his friends, and then of course, Forger just like stabs him and keeps running, and then after the dust settles and like the smoke clears, they just see Flump with a major stab wound and dying, and then he dies in like one of the players' arms, and everyone, and I mean everyone, even a little bit of me too, because I had to make that decision, was just crying, like tears like down their eyes and stuff. It's like, God, this is the power of Dungeons and Dragons, man. Like you can make people cry if you want to. So, like, you can make people cry, you can make people get angry, you can make people happy, you can make people like there's so many like emotions that you can like, pull and tug at like the heartstrings of like your players and spectators alike, in a game of Dungeons and Dragons. So, but yeah, that will pretty much be my answer of like, it's okay for men to have emotions. It's okay to have vulnerability, as a man, as a human being, period. So,
I agree.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome game.
All for the game.
That's
Love
cool.
for the game. Oh yeah.
That is so cool.
What's the wildest thing that's ever happened to you at a convention?
Where to start? Oh boy. There's some not safe for work stuff that has happened, so I'm gonna keep that behind closed doors. But the wildest thing I guess I can share that's friendly in this demographic. Gosh, there was one night at Anime Festival Orlando 2019. It was after they had, like, the management had shut down the pool party because, it's the pool party. People were getting, like, splashing, like, booze left and right on, like, the little, like, lounge chairs and stuff. So, like, they had, like, a K9 unit there as well. Yeah, it was a little crazy. So they're like, yeah, pool's closed, and everyone started scattering back to their hotel rooms to continue the party. Went to go find like one of my friends and stuff, and I saw one of my buddies who was drunk. I was like, hey, it's like, oh hey, you good, buddy? It's like, yeah, can you take me to the bathroom? It's like, yeah, sure, buddy. So I just like had his arm over my shoulder and walking towards the nearest restroom. It's like, you're my best friend, man. It's like, yeah, you're my best friend too, even though I met him like the year before. So yeah, I got into the restroom and told me like his girlfriend's gonna pick him up there. I was like, cool. And then that same time, so there's the hallway, there's the bathroom, there's us, and then down that same hallway, as we're like almost approaching the bathroom, Johnny Yam Bosch, who is known as Adam from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and Ichigo from Bleach, Starts walking down the same hallway, and there's my friend Trunk. And thankfully, I'm sober by the time of the events happening. And it was like, oh, all right, buddy. And pat on the back, open the door, throw him in there. It's
Oh my
like,
gosh.
yep, stay safe. But thankfully, I didn't leave him there. His girlfriend's gonna pick him up, so he did survive the next day. Yeah, I ran into him like that following Sunday, so I was like, oh yeah, thanks for doing that for me. He's, oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you got in there safe and your girlfriend picked you up. Yada yada. So then, flashback to that same Saturday night after I had got him to the bathroom and stuff. Into the door you go. Then I walked down with Johnny and like talked to him about like Jacksonville and like how's anime festival Orlando and yada yada. I was like, oh, it's going great. Like just have like small talk, and I was like, hey, mind for like a quick picture and things. Like yeah, let me get up, just get my hotel taken care of, yada yada. So, I'm just standing there, minding my business, and then he's at the desk taking care of his business. And then next thing you know, I don't like look at him, but I hear. I was like, so you want the picture? Or I was like, oh yeah. So we took a quick selfie, and told him have a great rest of your night, yada yada, and then went back to partying at my friend's hotel room, playing Mario Kart Wii and passing out at 4 a.m. Yeah, so that would be probably the more wilder experience, or one that I can remember off the top of my head for like the most wild experience I've had at a convention. So,
That's pretty cool.
oh yeah.
That is cool.
So we're like, I'm asking like personal questions personally today. So do you feel like you learn a lot about yourself through all the storytelling that you've been doing? Like,
I mean, a little bit.
like by pretending that you're somebody else. Like, have you learned?
I mean, I'm cool. I can act.
You're pretty cool.
So yeah.
I'll say that.
Like I've always learned about myself throughout the many years, and I feel like it's good to have that self discovery about yourself over time, especially during about like high school years and stuff.
I love that.
Yeah, at least I did. Some people don't, but at least for me, through like role playing as like villains and bad guys, stuff. It helps me a lot to like kind of do like a great like character study, like cosplaying or portraying characters, whether at conventions or at the table and stuff. Like one of my favorite roles that I portrayed during like my Crystal Straw campaign, which ran about 8 months to a year.
Holy nice.
Yeah. Straw Fon Sarvich, the main protagonist or the big bad evil guy of the campaign. It was really fun to kind of like do a character study of like how is he the way he is and like why he's so attached to Elena and stuff, and like how like he feels like it's his destiny to marry this woman, but it's like a curse that like he can never marry the person that he claims is like his true love and stuff. So yeah, doing that, and also Rahaden, who was like his right hand man, like doing a character study on him, like why does he stick with Strahd for so many years of his life and whatnot. So, and then other characters that I've like written up with like different tropes, like oh, here's a powerful sorcerer who has like these visions, and he feels like a strong responsibility to make things that happens and his visions come true because he's in like a order where like, oh, they're the prophets, they have to make whatever they have foreseen happen to keep things in check. And so he gets like visions of like, tsunamis, earthquakes, natural disasters, terrible things, assassinations, you name it. And he has that strong devotion to making sure that like, yeah, it sucks those things will happen, but it has to happen. And like his order is like, yeah, no, we can't make that happen, man. Sorry. Like we can't have tsunamis, dude. And he was like, well, and he kills all the, members of the Order of Prophets and proceeds to become like this major bad guy, like creating his own order to make his prophecies come true. So it's really cool being able to do all that and at least learn about myself of like how I can interpret it, how I can portray characters and stuff, and still separating from like fact and fiction, and getting a good understanding of people. So yeah, that I think the number one answer on the board would be understanding people on like a more higher level in that regard.
Yeah, so you can actually tell his story.
Oh yeah. So.
Because that's hard.
No, very, very. It takes a lot of practice. So,
And you're doing this on the fly?
half on
Kind
the
of.
fly, and then I still have like a script of like like the backstory and stuff, and then as we're on the table, like anything can happen. Like you say, oh, I want the players to go right, they go left. It's like, oh, okay, well, here's what happens now. So it's kind of a mix between improv and still having a plot to follow and whatnot. Because like, real life itself, we don't know the next chapter
Right.
of our story. We don't know who's gonna be written off the story, like who's gonna be a bad guy in like chapter 5, or who's gonna come back from like, I don't know, chapter 2 and whatnot. Like that's life itself. Life has always been a book. Like you never know what's going to be on the next page.
Right.
So yeah.
Interesting.
Do you believe the worlds we create in games or stories are tapping into real dimensions that already exist?
A little bit, but not. I don't know. I don't think it would be possible. I have like read a theory that Ed Greenwood, who's the creator of the Forgotten Realms and Faerun and whatnot, some people theorize that like he met Almister, who is a powerful wizard from that like setting and stuff, and he shows up in the real world, and Almister shares his stories to this young Ed Greenwood and whatnot. Or Ed Greenwood is Almister himself, because Almister, as Ed Greenwood has said himself, is his self-insert. So do what you will with that. So yeah, that's like the closest thing I could think of. Like, oh, I've heard theories of that where like, oh, Ed Greenwood met Almister when he was a kid, or Ed Greenwood is Almister. So yeah, very, very good question.
They say that same thing about Ready Player One.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, kind of. It's kind of like virtual versus like real life and stuff. Where the virtual can affect the real life, kind of like at the end of the movie and the books. So yeah, it's pretty interesting seeing how like something of like a story or a book can like manipulate or more so change like the world itself, like Lord of the Rings, for example, which was very popular in the UK, and then it gets sent over to the States, and it blew up in popularity, so much so that like Led Zeppelin became a band and had songs based off of Lord of the Rings. So yeah, pretty rock and roll if you ask me.
That is pretty rock and roll.
Yeah.
Some facts for you.
Oh, yeah, Max. Let's see. Okay, yes. If your ex was a drink, what would she be?
If Max was a drink?
If your ex was a drink. 30 seconds or less.
All right, ex fiance, a Fireball.
Fireball.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. You told us about Fireball.
Sweet at first, but then the hangover's worse.
Yeah. I mean, I can't drink Fireball. I can't come near it anymore. I throw it up in the bushes.
No.
See, exactly.
Outside of like the guard shack at my house, like in the bushes. It was awesome. Never again.
Never again.
No, I was dressed as a Rockford Peach on top of that. So.
Yeah, I'll do it. All right. Next question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you rather your girlfriend find your search history or your group chat during campaign planning?
Search history. Not the first time, but yeah, search history.
Why search history though?
I don't have it on.
Okay.
Okay, have you ever used a voice you normally reserve for NPCs to try and pull a girl?
Once.
That didn't work.
Yeah.
What? I want to hear the voice.
God, I can't remember. It was years ago.
But
like, yeah. Think of like Orlando Bloom / Legolas. So, for reference.
Well done.
Yeah.
In Jacksonville? Seriously?
Oh yeah, Jacksonville.
Please.
What kills the campaign faster, flaky players or a DM who's low-key in love with their villain?
I gotta say, flaky players, specifically like adult babies that want it their way instead of like being a collaborative storytelling, especially if you're like 35 years old. Like, come on, dude. Like, you're a father and you're like having a hissy fit because you're like large size, shark man isn't like the main protagonist, or it's ridiculous. So yeah, flaky players.
What's the weirdest location you've ever run a D&D game?
Weirdest location? Probably say like a forest, like a really shady forest.
In a forest?
Shady, yeah. Like, it's like a bad part of town.
How are you in a forest? Isn't it dark? Was it during the day?
Oh, it was give or take, it was like 6 p.m. Like, the sun's kind of going
So
down.
you guys
And
have
then,
like a
there's
bonfire?
yeah, we did have a few bonfires. So we had like those tiki torches and bonfire. Yeah. So,
That is very D&D in my mind.
yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
If I were to imagine it.
But the rooted place would be probably like a mosh pit during like a rock festival.
Oh, true.
That's the goal I want to do. I want to run a D&D one shot in a mosh pit during a concert. I don't care who it is, but I probably would like to get either, I don't know, Kill Switch Engage
Do it
or
Rockville.
yeah, I've been to Rockville this year and last year, so
Yeah.
hopefully next year I'll probably do that. So get some players together. Say, hey, nerds, you metalheads, you want to play D&D on mosh pit?
That'd be
So,
cool.
that'd be-
You could do like an advice event too.
Oh yeah. So that's the goal. So yeah.
That'd be.
Have you ever fumbled a vibe check so badly that even your character couldn't recover?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We've all had fumbles. Michael Jordan has fumbles when he was in the Wizards. So yeah, we've all had them. So
So how'd you fumble?
I don't know, I think I was just too happy.
What?
Yeah, I know. Women,
He
right?
got excited.
Aw, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Crystal's country music. I'm about to say crystal meth. That's not. So Crystal's
I mean,
country music or improv. Which one is a hard swipe left?
like the no.
Yeah, the no part.
If you don't believe birds aren't real.
Okay.
Yeah, because I met a chick.
Wait. Like flying birds?
Like birds in general.
Like a
Like
seagull, is it real?
yeah, I asked her, I was like, hey, or like, so I gotta understand not pelicans. I gotta understand pigeons not being real, but what about pelicans? And then she like went insane about it. Yeah, so birds, they're real. We have anatomy for them. So yeah.
That's insane. Okay. Good luck to you, Ian. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Good luck,
I was
babe.
invested in that story. Hold on. What's the one red flag you ignore in both players and partners because it's kind of hot?
Because it's camouflage.
Because it's kind of hot.
Well, I mean, it is kind of camouflage.
And
Yeah, it had camouflage. Yeah. Gosh, I'd probably say certain behavior where they're like more like either bratty or like they're like thinking they're in charge, but then like when you get back in the bedroom and stuff, you're kind of thinking back to the home. So yeah, that would be my answer. Let me guess. What's the next question?
Anyways, now I'm trying to find this thing. Have you ever made a player cry? But you already said it about the cute one.
Yeah. So that answers the question. Yes.
So if your body count was a cocktail, would it come with a garnish or a legal disclaimer?
I'll probably say garnish. It's not like over 10 people, which I've heard, but it's a handful. It's not gonna. It's
two
not.
handfuls.
Yeah, no, just one allegedly.
We're not advertising, but it's still a garnish.
Yeah.
We're still, what is it?
Like,
We're still palatable.
Like you can still have like 5 shots of brandy.
Yes.
More ways than
cheers.
one.
Oh my gosh.
If you were to pick a music album and adapt it into a module, what would it be?
Ooh, I would say either Ace of Spades by Motorhead, Ride the Lightning, Metallica, or Meteora by Linkin Park.
Okay.
So
All good.
those are like a few of my favorite albums too.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Demon Days by Gorillaz. So
Okay.
yeah, top 4. So
Oh, what celebrity would you want to play D&D with?
oh, man, definitely Matthew Lillard, who is an active D&D player. Like he's played D&D before on like Legend of the Adventurous and like pop up D&D events and whatnot. I also love to play with Matt Mercer, who is a very, very popular dungeon master in like the tabletop community, especially having his own like effect called the Matt Mercer effect, where long story short, where it's like the players have like this high expectation of their dungeon master to be as good as Matt Mercer. So that's where the term Matt Mercer effect comes from. So yeah, like I love to run a game with him. Brennan Lee Mulligan, another big name in the tabletop space and whatnot. Travis Willingham, who is a member of Critical Role alongside Matt, and the CEO of the Critical Role, the company itself. Again, I could go all day of like several celebrities I would love to play D&D with, but like my top three would probably be Matthew Lillard, Matt Mercer, honorable mention Brennan Lee Mulligan, and then I'd say Cody Rhodes, professional wrestler Cody Rhodes.
I don't know.
So, yeah.
And who would you not trust to roll the die?
Not trust to roll a die.
Celebrity.
I'd say, oh man, Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, poor thing. I wanted to come back.
I know she is.
She is. She's like on the commercials now.
Yeah, on Freakier Friday.
Yeah.
So
Peacefully.
Yes.
yeah. I don't know.
Yes.
She might slip because like anyone could make a fumble roll and whatnot.
Okay.
So I don't know. Lindsay Lohan was just the first name that popped right in my head.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right, our favorite question. What
Yes.
makes you feral?
Feral. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I'd probably say what makes me feral as described in the question. Probably like I don't know. I could be like goofy as hell, or like I don't know. I could get super hyper, or like I'll just be like cracked out, or like I'll just like portray a goblin, and he's like all this shit, like just going like full like feral, as you guys say, or crash out to of like being a I don't know, a bad guy, and like you all weren't there in the beginning, and this is like I need to make this happen, yada yada. So all that stuff. And then I guess like myself personally, I don't know. I just I kind of let life run on the handle ever since my self-deletion attempt in 2022, where after I realized that like we take life too serious all the fucking time. So why not like let loose and try to like enjoy your life instead of like having all this stress of like trying to be, like the standard,
Right.
Yeah.
So like be goofy, tell terrible jokes, not too terrible, but like jokes where it makes people eye roll, or Magic School Bus, Carlos, all that stuff. So yeah.
Sad eye, yeah. I mean, as long as it makes you feel good too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm generally of the ilk now that there's a lot of people that like what you like, as long as you're willing to like talk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So and then of course I have to be serious at times too when it comes to like business, sure.
Yeah.
But like outside of that, like I'm happy, jumping up and down here and there, trying to make my friends laugh. So everything you could think of to try to like make people, either laugh or just like enjoy themselves and like my presence and stuff, like bringing people up and not bring people down.
Does it make you happy in the process?
Yeah. I mean, seeing them happy, smiling, like laughing at like my stupid jokes, like like mission accomplished.
Okay.
So
Because I know I find myself sometimes like putting it on.
like even
You know what I
earlier
mean?
too,
Yeah, it was fun.
I had you guys dying laughing over the are you that dungeon master? It's like so and again works every time.
Damn it. I know. Ladies, report back.
Yeah, it's just
That's what makes it feral.
oh yeah, whips, chains, black leather, taken from an innocent cow that trusted the butcher with his whole life.
He's prepared.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, we appreciate your time.
Thank you. Glad
Thank you
to be
for
here.
rolling with the punches today.
Oh yeah, no
Yes,
pun
we can
intended.
we can tell the story in the background later. But yeah, it was fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's fun. It's like God, like I told him, I was like, thank God for our friends. But
yeah.
thank y'all for listening to and spending your night, day, afternoon with us, morning.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. We're so excited to have you. Please like, share, and save. Send to all your favorite cosplay artists, D&D players. And remember, he is for hire. Are you Do you work everywhere in Florida? Or?
Yeah, we're planning on expanding next year for sure.
Okay.
We're hoping to do places such as Gainesville, Orlando, Tampa. We're also going to hope to do some digital as well to get a broader audience. So
Okay.
yeah, expect that in 2026. So
And all that will be on your website.
yes.
DM4, the number 4hire.com.
Yep. Well, we don't have a
Well,
website yet.
Well, sorry.
Yeah, we have Facebook,
Inc.com.
Instagram,
And YouTube.
TikTok, Instagram Threads, if anybody still uses that. So yeah, we have
YouTube.
majority of social media that you can find us on at DM for Hire Incorporated or DM for Hire Inc. in short. So
All right. Thank you, guys.
Bye, until next week.
Yes.
yep.
See you. Bye. See.